We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at The Amazing Spider-Man Annual 42. This is from the 2018 series from Marvel Comics, written by Dan Slott, pencils by Cory Smith, inks and finishes by Terry Pallot, colors by Brian Reber, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna. Alex Ross did the cover. Assistant editor was Tom Groneman. Associate editor Devin Lewis, edited by Nick Lowe. Cover's pretty cool. Got me to buy this. Found it in the back issue bin and thought it might be worth checking out. There is also a backup story in here, written by David Hein, art by Marcus 2, and colors by Ian Herring. So the main story finds Betty Brant uncovering something called the Blood Creek Contingency, and the enforcers are involved. They're cloned by Jackal, so they're not the real enforcers who are dead, and it turns out they had gone after a clone of Ned Leeds, and they found out that he uncovered the whole conspiracy thing that's going on, and he was going to blow the whistle, but he didn't quite have all the pieces together, and the person behind it all needed to be notified by the enforcers, probably so they could get some work, but they keep disappearing as they try and do stuff throughout the storyline, and we find out why. They're using a little bit of a MacGuffin. Now, Glory Grant has been helping Betty Brant try and figure out what's going on, and it turns out that something isn't quite right. Did somebody delete history, or are they faking it? And this involves some underground tunnels and secret machinations by the undermob. Overall, it's an okay story. It's not great. It's a little talkative. Like, there's a lot of panels that have talking that just didn't need it. You could probably trim 4 or 5 pages out of this with all the unnecessary talking and the really unfunny Game of Thrones references. So it does come off a bit dated, and Spider-Man's not very funny. But it's an okay story. I didn't hate it, just didn't really like it. The art's okay. Not the greatest, not the worst. Same with paper quality. It's not great, it's not bad. The backup story is another thing altogether. It's about Spider-Man's spider sense telling him of danger, and it's very, very literal. Like, it warns him about a dust bunny, ha ha ha. But it doesn't warn him about the big secret everyone's keeping. And it's really, really predictable and boring. The art is very subpar, not Marvel level. It's indie art at the best of times, and the story is just stupid. So that was a giant waste of time. I think I paid $5 for this issue, and honestly, it's not worth that. If you find it for $2, maybe $3, then I would say check it out, just because the main story's okay, but it's really not worth seeking out. It's not something I'm gonna run out and reread ever again. It was a one-time read that was, oh, that's kind of interesting with this dangerous thing that's been going on, that even Wilson Fisk knew about for a while, but it's just not that compelling of a story, and it seems a bit lazy and thrown together in some regards. A lot of the MacGuffins in there they use to get around and stuff like that are really lazy, but it's an okay issue if you are just looking for a Spider-Man story that's mediocre and worth $2 or $3, or if you know a kid that wants to read it. That backup story really brings it down. It's a good thing there's an Alex Ross cover, because that helps it a little bit, but I'm really not going to recommend this unless you get it out of a $1 or $2 bin. Anything else is overpriced. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.